So, are you willing to take a step back in order to make a step forward? That's the question today. And it kind of came up as I was talking to my mom. She just left, actually. She'd been on vacation, and she came back to just drop off some gifts, and it was a nice little visit. So thanks, Mommy, and thanks, Dawn, for coming and seeing me. So the thing is that my mom asked me the question, and I couldn't get completely into it. So, Mommy, if you are watching later, then this is the actual explanation here. And if you have been following me for a while, then you kind of already know that I have been building my systems, but you might not recognize what it is I'm actually doing. And I mentioned this a few times, is that I deliberately didn't take on any clients over the last year because I recognized everybody wanted a piece of me. And the last time that I had basically created my YouTube channel, before it was even as magical as it is now, I had accidentally gotten a client. I was sitting on the beach, and I was just sunning myself with the kids and thinking, okay, in about a month from now, I'm going to be on summer vacation, and I'm probably going to work on getting my book out there or build something and take that step back like I do every year. And all of a sudden, I got this message on my email that said, so-and-so has booked a call with you for next week. And I'm like, oh crap, they found my booking page. How did they find my booking page? Well, I guess I hadn't hidden that video well enough, and she found it. And then within minutes, she was also signed up for my Facebook group. She was signed up for my newsletter. And then she DM'd me, and she's like, hey, I know you ran a challenge, and I was just wondering if I could get access to that. And I had just put that challenge out as what was going to be basically an extra bonus for my book. So I had that on my website already. It was just hidden. So I'm like, as it so happens, I do have that, and I gave her the link. But then I realized something. It's like, the videos that she had binge watched were already like old, according to me, because every time I get on video, I notice that I get more and more magical. I get clearer in my delivery. And I mean, this was way back in 2023. So the videos that I have back then, I'm embarrassed about now, which is kind of funny because, you know, they were really good. They were good enough to get me a client. But at the same time, I look at them and I'm like, this is just like not what I would present today. And you know, that's the thing, is that you're constantly evolving and you're constantly going to your next levels. So I recognize that it's like, if I can get a client with these crappy videos, with this crappy microphone, with this crappy background, and still managed to do it, having her just hanging on my every word and saying, I binge watched a whole bunch of your videos, and then I decided that I wanted to get on a call with you, and she went and she found that. Well, I realized now that I'm in phase 4, I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen fast. So when I recognized that, and I also recognize that even outside of the birth space, my system does a lot for a lot of people, including there were friends in my my alumni group that were basically hanging on my every word. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my gosh, as an introvert, what am I going to do? Like, once I get visible, everybody is going to want to sit down and talk with me. And yeah, they might want to pay me a whole lot of money to do it, but I'm only going to be able to take on so many people. I need to build another system. So that takes time. It wouldn't take as much time if I had a partner, and it wouldn't take so much time if I had more space to work. But because of the space that I'm living in right now with my kids and how tiny it is and how cramped it is and how I've had to basically create a system for my scheduling for my recordings, and there's certain times of the year that I have to have the studio dark. I'm like, okay, I only have so many weeks before I can't record anything anymore, and I only have so many weeks where I can take on calls, and I only have so much time available each day because there's nobody else to make dinner, there's nobody else to do anything else to like hold down the fort for me. Like, I'm kind of in a state of limbo on that until my true love gets over here. And I know he's working towards it. Of course he is. He's an action taker. He gets things done. So he's going to get it done, and he's going to get us where we need to go. And he knows the rest of that line of thinking, of course. But, sometimes you have to take a step back. Sometimes you look at what's coming, and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to create a system to be able to contain this. So that's what I did, is I recognized that with this Reset Your Mindset for Empowered Birth mini challenge, that sure, it hasn't gotten the traction yet, but what I have noticed is that when I'm commenting in other people's videos or on posts and things, I am getting noticed by other moms. And so I created a whole bunch of links inside my link tree, both on my personal channel. So, you can go and check out the link in my bio if you are curious about the birth side, because this is a library of all of my knowledge and wisdom and the things that I just basically speak stream of consciousness on. And I just recognized, I need to create systems for all of my videos. I need to create a way for people to get what they need without getting access directly to me, so that I can protect my time and focus it on creating. Because I also noticed that even though I'm basically meant to be seen, and I'm meant to teach, and I'm meant to impart this wisdom, and so many people are benefiting from the wisdom and the love and the light that I shine out, and even when I speak those deeper truths, they need to hear that, at the same time, it is incredibly draining for me to be in those environments all the time. I would much rather be in a space where I am just creating. So that's what I do mostly. If you're wondering what I do most of my days, I'm creating. I'm going through my old stuff that I created, and I'm reiterating it, and I'm making it into something new, something even more powerful than before. I'm also resting. I'm also spending time with my kids. And when my true love gets here, we're going to have these deep intellectual conversations. We're going to have that heart-connected relationship. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to play like kids. And we're just going to have this amazing life. And I recognize, in order to be able to be fully present in that, I needed to build my stuff up, so that when he comes in, it's just a matter of maybe tweaking a few things, and then everything runs in the background. And then when I feel called to actually teach live, well, then I can set time aside for that. But I won't be working over and over and over again at an insane amount trying to get that message out, because I'm in phase 4, visibility. I'm in the fun phase now. Now that I've built all the creation stuff, which was already fun, because I loved that, and I loved coaching too. Now I'm in the fun phase, because I can just scatter my magic. And because I learned that I also get to move the free line, information is free, and I only charge for access to me. And I have my 3 paths: my self-study, which people can go through an actual course. I love to build courses. They're so much fun. And then, even my videos, they're kind of master classes in themselves. I love doing that, either freestyle or when I'm more structured. And I love to just put that magic out there. I'm bored. I'm going to write a list. Boredom doesn't exist in my life, because I'm constantly inspired to go and create something. Sometimes it's as simple as I'm reading a comment, it pisses me off, So then I do a counter comment to shine light in that area and to also shut down the haters and to uplift the person who needs to be uplifted. And suddenly everybody's like, hey, I want to know more about that thing you just said. I'm like, well, I guess I'm creating another video when I have the time. So I basically set it up. So it's like, do it yourself. Go find all of the pieces of Carly's magic. Go down your own little wonderland of knowledge. Follow the white rabbit. Because, I've got so many trails and so much wonderful little goodies. The deeper you go with me, the more you uncover. And, I have like my little mysteries and the choose your own adventures and different little ideas that come up. And like, there's just no end to how much that I could put out there. And, I keep thinking, if I hold it all inside, then it's never going to get out there. So I deliberately decided last year and a little bit of this year to pull back on a lot of things. Pull back on going to events. Pull back on getting clients. Pull back on writing another book. Because before the book, the movie needs to be written, or the TV show, the series, the little bits and pieces, and I can create transcripts from that. And by pulling back my energy to focus on me and to really look at what I was doing, I got even more magic. And, I've recognized, like, you know what? I don't have to push forward fast. Like, there's no Pitocin in this plan of mine. I'm letting it unfold, and I'm finding new discoveries every day. I mean, there's one thing that I'd really, really, really like to come in very soon, but, I don't know what's going on that other side. Maybe they needed to pull back and build systems or create something so that it could contain what's coming. I mean, I don't know. But either way, when you pull back and truly recognize your power, that's when you can build. If you try to build without understanding yourself, you could end up building something that you can't sustain. See, if I had gone out and decided right away, I'm going to get super visible super fast, rather than recognizing, you know what? I'm not going to focus too much on visibility. What I'm going to focus on is my system and testing over and over again to see where things can be tweaked. So I coached, but it was behind closed doors. And then from there, I created my book. But I'm not focused on getting a whole bunch of sales of the book right away, because if the sales came from the book, then people would still want a piece of me. And I'm like, okay, so I need to create another thing in place to contain that. So when you recognize you need to build that foundation, and by reverse engineering it and looking at where you want to go and seeing where your foot is on the brake, to be like, well, wait a minute, then that problem would creep up. Then you can create a backup plan for that. I mean, that's pretty much what I do with my clients when we're creating our dream birth. It's like, aim for a true natural birth, pull back only as much as needed. Oh, you want this. Okay, but the medical system is doing this. Oh, your particular care provider is this category. Okay, so we need to tweak the plan to custom tailor to you. And I mean, I can do this in other areas too. So it's not just about birth, but birth is really that metaphor for life. So if a friend came to me and they're like, well, I want to go towards this. I'm like, okay, well, what's holding you back? And then they tell me what they're scared of. I'm like, oh, you need to create a system around that. And here, like, where do you need to go? That's why my Phoenix method is so powerful. That's why I ended up creating a workbook. Because back in December, when I was focused on building my next levels for my work, this is when somebody was reaching out to me and it's like, hey, Carly, I'd like to have something of yours as a bonus for this thing I'm doing. I'm like, well, I don't really want anybody on my list, but I also don't want to alienate them. So even though last time I didn't really have anybody signing up on my actual opt-in list, it was just like, here, take this free thing. Now, how do I make that even better? And that's when I realized that my 3 paths could be tweaked in a way that would still work so that I technically could have 2 side coaching practices if somebody really, really wanted to work with me. I have done it in the past. Somebody else inside of one of my masterminds had reached out to me personally and said, I don't need any help with birth, but could you coach me on this instead? And I saw the transformation that I was able to do with her. And I'm like, oh, I have another layer that I could teach on. So I am a women's empowerment coach, and I'm also a birth coach, and my main focus is birth, but empowering moms has evolved. And right now, I've also been kind of promoting my mentors because they have their thing coming up. And I'm like, okay, how do I work this into my actual community? Because I want the moms on my list to at least know about this. It's transformational. And you know, when you're a mom, you're often wondering, do I go back to work or do I just stay home? Or how do I do a work from home job? And it's really, really not easy to figure that out. So moms, we tend to think that we have limitations, but really it's an advantage. So I've kind of flipped things on like the head because I'm like, okay, I'll need a team, and I want a team of moms, but moms are busy. So they're not going to want to work all the time, and they're going to want flexibility. But I want them to be paid well because moms get the short end of the stick, and I'm not okay with that. And I want to do profit sharing. Coaching queens. Got it. I got it. I know what I want to do. So I had that in place. And then it's also, well, how do I get this thing promoted without alienating my list? Because that was the other thing. It's like, normally I'm teaching on moms, and the Empowered Mom Magic is the last segment of my weekly newsletter, and then everything else is birth related. So it's like, well, how do I integrate that? And then I came up with 12 days of Empowered Mom Magic. And that was basically me telling a story of how I went from just being a stay-at-home mom to creating my empire of influence. But it wasn't just about me. It was also a guide to show them that I am their guide. And they can go anywhere with this. And they can go and learn from my mentors because there were things that they could get, like free little gifts. And I'm like, okay, well, you can go and check this out, but stay on this list because I'm not just telling you to go and get their stuff. I'm also telling you a story that's going to guide you to your next level. Because the idea is, of course, I want my coaching queens. I want my marketing queens. I want my sales queens. I want my research queens. I want my social media queens. I want a team, but I also want them to do their own thing and have their own magic. No limits with Empowering Moms. I am basically here to transform and help these moms to have their most authentic lives. And it goes beyond birth. Because when you have an empowered birth, you're an empowered mom for life, and no one can take your power away from you again. But I noticed that a lot of my clients would see what I was doing, because my life is my marketing, and they'd be like, well, I know you taught me about birth, but what else? Like, what else did you do? Like, how did you do that thing? I'm like, well, I don't have time to sit and teach a class on that yet. But, you know, with Carly Bondard Uncensored as a channel, I can now do that. When I go live on my Instagram, I can then say inside the newsletter, oh, by the way, I soapboxed on my personal Instagram, and you can check that out. So again, when you take that step back and you really look at things and you're looking at what did I do in the past and what could I have done if I had more resources back then that I now have now? And by doing that, by seeing it, it's like, oh, I see my next level. I mean, my mentors also have this thing called Reinvent, so I kind of took a little bit from that too. But when I was looking at it and I was seeing, it's like, I went viral before. I was sharing somebody else's stuff, but I did go viral. And I had people hanging on my every word and wanting to learn from me and wanting to work with me. And that was at a time when I didn't see my value. So I wouldn't charge money because I didn't think I could. And I also was trying to take care of a toddler while also being pregnant with my second baby. And I was going through all of that stress. So I'm looking at that and I'm like, well, I'm going to have something similar in the future. So if that's the case, and I actually do want to be visible now, well, I'm going to build that system. And that's what I did. And it's awesome. And, if anybody ever wanted to go down the rabbit hole of my chat GPT, you would probably be just blown away and be like, wow. Because there are like chat upon chat upon chat. I've been working on this now for about, I'd say 4 months. Maybe 3 is when I started to really reiterate it. And, it's seamless. When I'm teaching my classes now, when I'm on my other channel, I'm like, well, information is free. I only charge for access to me, and here's how to work with me deeper, and here's what I can do for you, and let's get back into the teaching, and it's all seamless. So here's the thing is that you got to keep building on what you've already created, and you need to reiterate it, and you need to look at that magic that you may have overlooked before because you didn't see it clearly. Instead of just constantly moving forward and then getting lost inside the forest and of no return, and you're like, wait a minute, how did I get here? What if you traced your steps and started to really see, okay, I don't know which path to go, so I'm going to take a step back and I'm going to look into where I've already come from. And that's going to boost your confidence to get to where you want to go, and you're also going to see the mistakes that you made in the past. You're also going to see where you had the magic, but you didn't have a specific resource, and now you have it. Like, for instance, a couple of years back, I wasn't in connection with the authors of a lot of the books that I read. Now I am. In fact, recently I had the author of a book that I really highly value. She reached out to me on my other channel, and she's like, hey, since I have a new book coming out, would you like an advanced copy? And I'm like, yeah, I want an advanced copy. Like, of course, that sounds awesome. In exchange for a review? Yeah, of course I'm going to do that. So I'm going to be putting a review out for her. And at the same time, like last night, I just sent her a message. And I'm like, this book is awesome. Like, I cannot wait to review this. And I'm already kind of telling my people about this because this is like something that I really work with a lot. And it's one of those main questions that I'm constantly answering. So it's like, this is an amazing resource. I'm really excited to have this book. And then I asked her, it's like, well, when does the paperback version come out? Because I tried to do an advanced copy order and it wasn't available. And she's like, well, it won't be available until after it's actually out. I'm like, okay, well, I know my date when I need to go and get it then. But it's like, yeah, no, I want the hard copy. Because what I do in my videos, especially for my birth channel, is I will hold up the book. I will show off the book. I will read from the book. Books are friends. I love my books. So, there was a time where I would have been intimidated to talk to this author, let alone do it in such a casual way. And recognizing that, it's like, you know what? Like, I have gotten to the point now where these people are just like connections that I have. They're friends. And there was one woman that I talked to as a birth advocate, and I thought, oh my gosh, I've at least gotten her attention. Like, this is so cool that I have her attention, that she actually wants to get on a call with me and talk to me. Like, this is amazing. And then recently I had sent her a message through Facebook, and she's like, well, I don't normally check this, but thank you so much. And I'm like, do you have an affiliate program right now? It's like, no, I don't. I'm like, okay, well, when you do, let me know, because I'm already sharing about your stuff. And if I have the affiliate program, then I can also maybe offer a little bit of a discount and get people into your program for you, and like we can keep this going, because it's going to take all of us. So recognizing when you take that step back and you just look at what you did in the past, look who you were in connection with in the past, look at the people that you were around who lit you up or you lit them up. Also look at the ones where maybe you used to think, oh, this person was nice to me, but then you realize later on, it's like, oh, this person was always manipulating me from the beginning, but now I know the steps. The more of pieces of your own map that you're able to uncover, the more you're able to teach others. And when you're able to teach others, that really is the step. Because it's not just about living your own life. You could, theoretically, go and live your own life and just live for you. But you know, to be remembered, it's really about teaching people things and having them feel a certain way about you where they just remember you. And I want to make sure that even if I got hit by a bus tomorrow, that there's enough magic out there that people could keep building off of it. So the thing is that I don't want to be the best kept secret. I want to be visible. I want my magic out there, and I will put it out in any form that it needs to go out in. And I am not afraid to say the thing that other people are afraid to say, because I now know the path. I know where I came from. I know what's coming, and it's exciting to be on this journey. So I just want to remind you, you're here to share your gifts. You're not here just to work a 9-to-5. You're here to share your gifts. So think about what you really have to offer the world and do it. I mean, we have social media now, okay? It's not like back in the 90s when in order to be visible, you would have to get a whole bunch of equipment and you would have to have somebody decide that you were worth putting on TV or worth publishing a book of. You can do it yourself. You can publish your own book. It's not that hard. Really, it's not. You don't even have to publish it officially in hardcover yet. You know what you can do? You can write it in Word. You can write your book in Word, and then what you can do is you can turn that into a PDF and start giving that to people. No excuses. For video, you can get onto your social media. You can do a live stream. You can record yourself. And there you go. You have content. It is not hard. It really isn't. The only thing that's really stopping you is your own fears and limitations of what you think you can actually do. But we all have voices, we all have experiences, and we all can be heard. And once you recognize that, well, then you're unstoppable, aren't you? Then you can get to the people who need to hear your message, right? Now, speaking of messages, before I go, because, I have some master classes I need to record, but, I didn't get what I wanted this weekend. I wonder if they needed to take a step back. Well, if they did, I just want to remind them that the door is still open and they can fly anytime they want. They're not stuck in a cage, and they can just go after me. After all, I'm flying high, and I may not be looking back, but I also don't have to, because I know that everything that's meant for me will chase after me. After all, I don't chase anymore. I really don't. I wait and I see. I see who actually values me and who's going to reach out. And also, I'm in my own little creative bubble. Half the time, I don't even know what time it is. I'll just sit there all day and I'll be editing my videos and falling in love with my own magnificence as I'm watching myself on the camera. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, oh my gosh, this one is even better than last week's video, and I know I've got a whole bunch more to edit, but I want to record some more, and I just got another insight, and now I'm going to go and create this transcript, and now I'm going to talk to ChatGPT about the transcript I created, and oh hey, 4 hours have gone by. Wow, look at that. And then I love to sleep, and I love to just enjoy my time. So, if you want to talk to me, you got to bug me. You got to actually bug me. Because if you don't, I'm not going to know that you want to talk to me. And I'm going to be off in my own little bubble. And I'm just, I'm not even focused on the outside anymore. I'm so focused on my own creativity that when I go to the outside world, basically, I'm just there for a tiny, tiny little bit, and then I'm back into my own creative power. So again, if you want to talk to me, you have to reach out. You have to message me. You cannot just rely on me constantly messaging you back and reminding you, still there? Hey, I'm Navi. Hey, listen. Nope, no more Navi. Besides, I don't have to be Navi. You know I'm magical. You know you can come get me. So, yeah, that's the message. Anyway, the kids will be back tonight, so I do need to get back to my recording. Things were a little bit changed around because, of course, my mother decided to come down and see me, which, sometimes that happens. And now I'm back into recording mode. So, if you want to talk to me, you're going to have to distract me, because otherwise I'm just going to go down another rabbit hole. And I don't know when I will come out of that rabbit hole, because it's so much fun to go in that rabbit hole. Okay, I love you, and I will see you soon. Namaste.